Hello fellow sim fans, welcome, I'm SimUK, and during the summer theme sale there are a lot of really fantastic simulator games that you can buy for £5 or less. And I'm going to tell you all of them, basically. I've got nearly 30, and if you include a couple that are just over £5, then we've got over 30 games to tell you about today. Now, for the majority of these games, I would hope that you've already got them in your arsenal and you've been enjoying playing them for a very long time indeed. But there's always that game that you look at and you think, oh, I should really get that, and when it goes on sale, I will. And you never end up doing it. And I tell you what, there are some incredible games in this list. If you don't own any of these, you should really consider picking them up at such a fantastic price of less than £5. You really cannot go far wrong. I have played all of these games and I guarantee you they are all of the utmost quality and they will entertain you for a very long time indeed. Let's get started, shall we? Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes right now is just £3.29. Now this is a VR game for the Valve Index, HTC Vive, Oculus Rift, Windows Mixed Reality, and it's an absolutely fantastic game. If you haven't played it, you definitely should try it out. It's incredible, it's so unique, it's so clever, and it really taps in so well to what VR is meant to be. It is of course available to play on laptop or PC as well, so this game really is a fantastic purchase at just £3.29. You really cannot go far wrong. Euro Truck Simulator 2 is an absolute classic. This game has been so good for so long, and SCS have really stuck by this game and improved it and enhanced it and continue to expand upon it. You can drive for literally hour upon hour upon hour, and there are so many variations and modifications, not to mention all of the mods and the options that you've got to make this truly unique experience just for you. The Euro Truck Simulator 2 for just £3.72 is an absolute steal, and equally, maybe arguably even more so, is its sister game, American Truck Simulator. Slightly newer graphic engine, but again, an absolute classic that SCS continue to improve and enhance, and again, just £3.74. It's an absolute bargain. You might not think this is a game that ticks the box for you, but once you get in that driving seat and you're heading down the highway, everything just seems to make a lot more sense. Papers, Please is a totally unique gameplay experience, once again proving that graphics do not denote a good game. This game has just been received so well and for very good reason, and right now you can pick it up again for just £3.49. And I tell you what, it's a game that will really challenge you whilst entertain you at the same time. It's so good in so many ways, and I highly recommend you take a good look at this game if you haven't already got it. Mini Metro is a strategy simulation game about designing a subway map for a growing city, and it's all about how long can you keep the city moving. This really is a fantastic little game that looks good, plays well, and just really ticks a lot of boxes for me. If you just want something to take your mind off life, lockdown, whatever, then this is a great little title that you can pick up now for just a very meagre £3.49, and it's brilliant. It's an absolute winner. I really like this game. I think it's got so much potential, and I'm sure that if you give it a little try at such a small price, you're almost guaranteed to find something that you like about this one. The Talos Principle is an absolutely sensational puzzler. This game is so good on so many levels, and it's been well received for many years. It was in many ways ahead of the game, and it continues to be fresh and rewarding even now, many years after its release. And right now you can pick up the Talos Principle for £4.49, and I'll be honest with you, that is money very well spent. This is the desktop version. There is a VR version as well, but honestly, either are excellent But if you want it for less than £5, then it is the desktop version that you will be looking at. Now this one is an absolute bargain for just 79p. Crazy Machines 3 is again a nice little puzzler that is good for grown-ups and kids alike. It allows you to be creative while solving puzzles, and you really can create some crazy machines. The mod support for this one is pretty gargantuan, and you're guaranteed to have a lot of fun playing Crazy Machines 3 with all of the different mods and options that are available in the Steam Workshop. Size Matters is probably one of the newest games that have on this list, and it's just been reduced down to £3.99, and it's absolutely sensational. Again, it is a puzzler, and it's really clever in its design. Very simple but very fun to play, and there's a lot of customization, so you can really set this game up to play exactly how you want. It's very clever in its design, and I highly recommend you take a look at this one, especially since it is now just £3.99. An absolute bargain, guys, it really is. Door Kickers is a real-time top-down strategy game that I have played and loved for years. This is such a great game. There's a brand new version out now which is still evolving and growing and becoming far more of a game, but still this original is an absolute winner. It's only £2.99, and if you haven't already got this one, it's definitely worth checking out. It's really very, very good indeed. There are a number of different ways that you can play each level, and basically the design is superb in the sense that it allows you to really customize and work the systems and the game itself the way that you want to play it. It's an absolute classic. It's worth getting. I highly, highly, highly recommend this one. At an unbelievable price of just £1.43, this overwhelmingly positive game, HACKNET, has to be on your list of must-buy games if you have any sort of coding experience, or maybe you just want to explore the immersive terminal-based hacking simulator that is HACKNET. This is such a clever game, and it's very challenging, very demanding, but again, you will learn so much and you will improve your hacking skills just by playing this game. It's so good, it's so clever, it's definitely one that should be on your list, and at just £1.43, it's an absolute steal. It really is insanely well priced. If you're over 18, then Hitman Blood Money for just £2.32 is a great game with lots of nostalgia. This game was so far ahead of its time that even now it feels pretty fresh and pretty modern. Sure, the graphics are a little bit dated now, but the gameplay here was absolutely sensational. It was so good as a game, and you can understand why it's lasted as long as it has. Now, the company that make this game are now going to move on to some 007 features instead, but the Hitman series will stay loud and proud in the hearts of many sim fans just like me, because this game is sensationally good, and at such a reasonable price of £2.32, you can hardly go wrong. Motorsport Manager, usually £24.99, right now is available for just £3.74. This game is dated, but it is incredibly good, and just look at the reviews and the impressions that this game has left upon people. Why on earth there isn't a follow-up to this game is beyond me, because Motorsport Manager is just brilliant. Think Football Manager, but in motorsports. It's such a great game. It really encapsulates the motorsport arena so very well, and it's just brilliant. It's one of my all-time favourite games, and I just enjoy playing it so much. So much do I enjoy this game that I think I might fire her back up again and just see if I can actually get my team to a winning position. First time I played this, I played it on the hardest possible settings, and it was a struggle, and I kind of didn't really get to experience the full extent of the game, but so fun was it that I'm absolutely desperate to get back on this game and play it again. You can pick this up if you haven't already got it for just £3.74, and that is so much game for so little money. You've really got to take this one on. It's an absolute blast. Orwell, keeping an eye on you. Yes, Orwell is all about Big Brother, and Big Brother has arrived, and you're it. You are Big Brother. You've got to investigate the lives of citizens to find those responsible for a series of terror attacks. This is such an incredibly good game. Came out in 2016, so it's one of the newer games on this list, but you can pick it up today for just £1.79. And that, my friends, is an absolute steal. It's so modern, it's so fresh, it is so good. This is definitely one that should be in your arsenal if it isn't already. Oh man, you've got to try this game out. It's brilliant. Now, I really do not need to pick this one up. This is ASSETO CORSA. This is something that will go down in history as being one of the all-time greatest racing simulators. At £3.09. If for some unknown reason you don't already have this game, then you must buy this. If you're into racing simulators at all, if you appreciate the majesty and the beauty of historical cars, then this is by far one of the greatest games in order to get access to experiences that you will not get in the real life. The modding community has been behind this game for so long, and there are so many options, so many expansions, and this game is dated, but my word, it doesn't look dated. It runs so well, VR compatible, you know it makes sense. At just £3.09, wow, what a game. If you want something a little bit less intense, a little bit more fun, but still on the puzzle level, then I urge you to check out Bridge Constructor Portal. If you like Bridge Constructor as a game and you like Portal as a game, then this is going to be a happy place for you to experience. My goodness me, it's a giggle, it's a laugh, it's so much fun, and at just a smidge over £2, it's an absolute bargain. My goodness me. There are some great games on this list, and for just very small amounts of money, you can really start racking up and really expanding your game options, and oh wow, I like this game so much. It's so much fun. Bomber Crew is one of those fantastic games that breaks the mold. It's so unique, it's so spectacularly well received when it released, that this is again going to be one of those favourably remembered games. Now, at the moment you can pick this up for just £2.99, and it's an absolute steal at that price. It's such a wonderful game. It's one of those games that I will remember very fondly for my entire life, because it just ticks so many boxes. If you haven't already seen my review, or you haven't seen my gameplay on this, then this is definitely one I recommend. If there's a game that you should definitely think about getting, then it is this one. It's so unique, it's so spectacularly well done, and it's brilliant. And I'm so happy that the devs became overnight millionaires off the back of this game, because they definitely deserved it. The Hunter Call of the Wild, again, is one of the most spectacular, most beautiful looking games I think you'll ever see. Now, you might call into question the nature of the game. Hunting as a job is not necessarily something that a lot of people approve of. That being said, it is only a game, and they do try to keep things within context. There are quite often situations where the wildlife are damaging the trees or killing each other, or maybe there are too many wolves. There are so many reasons where hunting comes into play, and there is no better hunting simulator than The Hunter Call of the Wild. Right now you can pick it up at the incredible £4.79, and for that sort of money you don't even need to go around shooting. You can just enjoy the environment, which is just sublime. Taking a little walk in amongst all of this beautiful wildlife and nature is in itself so rewarding. The Rising Storm 2 Vietnam game is just £4.74 right now, and for that money, this is incredibly good. This delivers such a realistic Vietnam experience that you will undoubtedly enjoy it at least most of the time. This is such a good game, so good that you've got to check this one out. I still ummed and ahed whether or not to include this in my list, because when this game is good, it's incredible. I mean, it is off the charts, amazingly good. But there are times when I feel like this game is just not fun and not enjoyable at all. But for 99p, just to experience the highs that this game can deliver just once, more than justifies it being included in this list. Pinball FX2 VR is in VR only, but my goodness me, it is so good. I put a review together on this along with a couple of additional games that you can add to the list, and it's absolutely insane. It's such a shame that FX3 is not available in VR as well, but even though it isn't, this is most definitely one that you should get. Even if you're not into pinball games, this, I think, will change your mind. Go and check out my review, because I myself have played pinball games in the past but never really quite got them. I never quite understood them. I never quite reached the pinnacle that some people get to. You've met them as well, these people who are so into pinball games, and it just makes no sense to you. You're like, why are they so into this? It doesn't make any sense at all. This game can absolutely change your mind on that. Not just because of the incredible animations that go on around and outside of each game as you play, but because the games themselves, the pinball tables themselves, are absolutely fabulous. This is such a great game, and I tell you what, for £4.39 you're getting a lot of game there. This is a great one to pick up at this price. Atlantic Fleet. I put a review out on this game, and it's a turn-based tactical strategic naval combat game, and it is brilliant. It really is very good indeed. I highly recommend you take a look at this one. You can pick it up now for such a reasonable price, and you will not be disappointed. It's such a phenomenally good game. For just £3.49, this is a must buy. Atlantic Fleet is sensationally good. So good, I'm going to start getting a Let's Play series on this, because I'd forgotten how good Atlantic Fleet really is. Another game that needs absolutely no introduction whatsoever, Codemasters Dirt Rally 2. It's brilliant. You can pick it up for £4.49 now. Graphically, it is superb. In terms of physics, it is superb. The tracks are superb. Honestly, everything about this game is superb. And now with the price of just £4.79, it's insane. Believe it or not, there are still people who don't own Dirt Rally 2.0. Dirt Rally 2.0 can also be hooked up to your VR system, so you can get the most immersive rally experience. And the cars and the options and the tracks that you've got available to you are pretty impressive. It's just a shame that Codemasters don't realise how good this game is. I want them to make it even more realistic, not less realistic. We don't need more arcade games in the simulation genre. This is an absolute superb game. If you haven't got it, just get it. For this price, it's an absolute steal. Monster Energy Supercross 2. Now, quite often this is £25, and although I didn't recommend it, for this price, it is absolutely brilliant. It's not the most realistic of games. Unfortunately, physics and gravity don't seem to be two things that the Monster Energy Supercross team want to implement into their game. But for £5, you're going to get a really decent racing experience here, and the price at £5 makes this an absolute bargain. At £25, no. I don't think I'd recommend this game even today, but at £5, absolutely I would. I think this is a wonderful game that will entertain you endlessly at that price. It will irritate you and frustrate you along the way, but for £5, I'm pretty sure you can get over that. IL-2 STURMOVIK is an absolute classic. This game is so incredibly good, and it's just over £5 at £5.99, but at that price this game is again an absolute steal. It's VR compatible, it's incredibly realistic, the physics, the flight model, the damage modelling is sublime. This is such a great game. I highly recommend anyone pick it up, even at maximum price, but whilst it's on sale at £5.99 you should grab it. Even if you're not sure whether or not this is right for you, you should grab it. You've got 2 hours to try it out and see if it is the game for you, and don't be surprised if you crash on your first 15 attempts to take off. This is a simulator in every sense of the word, but once you get that flight experience right, you will find it very difficult to put this game down again. It's an absolute classic. Highly recommended. Project Cars 2 is one of those games that is pretty much life-changing. This game was so good, I am absolutely mortified that Codemasters took over and destroyed Project Cars 3. Project Cars 2 was truly the most realistic car driving simulator I've ever played. The car communicated with you in a way that is just not present in many or any other racing simulator, ASSETO Corsa included. This game right now is available for £6.74, and you get so much for that money, it's insane. Sure, there are things that we would have all liked to have seen that didn't make it into the game, and somehow, and I don't know how, this didn't make it to be the most popular racing game ever released. If you haven't got this, I highly recommend you grab it. And if you're an ASSETO Corsa fan, if you drive that game a lot, you're going to have to relearn simulation driving in order to get the feel that this game is providing. It's incredible how good this is. Cook Serve Delicious 2 is one of those all-time favourite games that I fall back on regularly. At just £2.49, there's an awful lot of game here. It's fun, it's fast, it's challenging, but the most important side of this game is it is an awful lot of fun. This is a great little game. For £2.49, definitely worth a try. Honestly, it looks good enough to eat. Out of all the games that are on my list today, it is quite possibly Construction Simulator by Astragon that would get the biggest nod from me. This game at just £3.29 is so unbelievably reasonably priced, you will feel like you've stolen the game from Steam. This has so much content, so much unbelievably realistic gameplay experiences. I just love this game in a way that I've never really loved any other game before. Construction Simulator 2015 is very old. There's a new one on the horizon, and I for one can barely contain my excitement for the fact that there's going to be a new version of this game. Radio Commander, normally £15.49, can be picked up for just £2.01. Talk about being pernickety. This is an experience unlike any other, and it just works so well. It's an incredibly realistic, immersive and engaging experience. I highly recommend you check out my review if you know nothing about this game. For £2.01, pick this up. Now, Odyssey has just released, and you're not going to get that with this particular purchase, but for £4.99, Elite Dangerous is a space simulation experience that is very, very, very rewarding. It's absolutely stunning to look at, and whilst there are many, many limitations to the game itself, there are an awful lot of possibilities too. For £4.99, this is an absolute For £4.99, Elite Dangerous is a game that will keep you entertained. For £4.99, Elite Dangerous is so stunningly glorious and so unbelievably rich in terms of depth and expansion and exploration that you will undoubtedly want to buy into the expansion packs. Now, whilst the current expansion pack is not necessarily 100% up and running right now, it's definitely heading in a direction that makes this one of the most exciting games on the Steam platform right now. For £4.99, it's well worth looking at. Don't forget, If you don't like it, you can always return it within 2 hours. Naval Action is normally just over £15, but you can pick it up right now for £4.64. Now, if you look at the reviews on Steam, they are mixed, and they are mixed for very, very good reason. The company decisions have alienated and upset many people along the way. But if you can just see past all of that, the Naval Action is without doubt the most glorious and most realistic simulated 18th century warship simulator that I have ever seen. And just listening to the audio that these boats make as you sail them through the oceans, for me, justifies that £4.64 price tag. This is such an incredible game, and yes, if you want to buy DLCs and expansions, it's going to get expensive very quickly, but you don't have to. It just depends what you yourself want to experience in the game, and I just love the experience. KARTKRAFT is normally £16, and it's been in development for a long time. I put a review out on this game quite a while back, and impressed me on many levels. You can pick this game up now for just £5.43, and with its VR compatible capability, this is definitely a really great go-kart racing simulator. I think it's absolutely brilliant, and it's definitely worth taking a look at. Don't forget, if you don't like it, if you decide that this isn't for you, you've got that 2-hour window to return in. But I tell you what, if you're a go-karting fanatic, you'll already know about this game and already have this game. And if you haven't somehow picked it up, you'll be glad that I told you about it today. So that concludes the entire list of games that are available on the Steam Summer Sale for less than £5, with a few exceptions there, of course. If I have tickled your fancy with any of these games, then please do let me know which ones you have chosen in the list below. And before I go, there is one more game that I highly recommend. Now, if you haven't played this game, oh my gosh, you're in for a surprise. The game has been dropped from £24.99 to just £4.99, and it's one of the most amazing games I've ever played. I don't know how I didn't pick up Titanfall 2 earlier. This game has absolutely encapsulated everything that I want in a game, and it just proves to me how good games used to be compared to how good they are today. The campaign seems brilliant. The online multiplayer, I haven't even bothered to try out yet because I am just enjoying the campaign so much. This game is hard, it is easy to pick up, it is intuitive, it is gorgeous to look at. Sure, it doesn't have 4K, it's an old game, but even in its 2K setup, this game looks stunning. The audio is incredible, the gameplay is incredible, the animations are incredible, the environments are incredible. This game is incredible, and for £4.99, it's got to be the best deal on this list today. Oh man, this is such a good game. Just outside of the £5 remit for this particular video is PC Building Simulator. Now, this as a PC building simulator is absolutely phenomenal. I've never once questioned or been disappointed with the PC building element of it. The only thing that I felt let this game down was that as a PC building company, it felt very unrealistic and very disappointing. They didn't bother changing that, but what they have done is they have enhanced and improved and expanded upon what they have. And PC Building Simulator, if that's something that you're into, this is going to tick so many boxes. I still wish that they made it a little more realistic in terms of business management, but I suppose that was never really their intention. They just kind of bolted that on the side to give you some sort of progression element to the game. Even with that disappointment in mind, this is an absolutely brilliant game, and you can really learn an awful lot about PC building just by looking at this, and just by playing this game you can learn so much. It's a cracker, it really is, and for just a smidge over £5 at £5.99, this is an absolute bargain, and there's so much that this game will offer you. I'm sure many of you out there will already have City Skylines in your arsenal, and you will know, if that's true, that this game is an absolute marvel. Even today, it feels fresh and unique and brand new and modern. And with all of the mods and the updates and the expansions that are available to this game, it still ticks so many boxes on so many levels. Right now, you can pick this up just over £5, £5.74, and I think that's money well spent. If you never spend another penny on it, then the Steam Workshop will keep you going and keep you entertained for a very, very, very long time. This is such a brilliant game. If you haven't got it already, I'm amazed, but just in case you're one of those people who let this absolute beauty of a game slip through your fingers, you can pick it up now for just £5.74, and you will not, I guarantee, you will not regret it. Prison Architect is just over the £5 limit mark at £5.94, but Prison Architect is such a great little game. When it came out, it was completely unique. No one had ever seen anything really quite like it. There are a few updates and expansions and stuff that you can get to improve this game even more, but I tell you what, this is just one of those classics that will always be fondly remembered by anyone who owns it. £5.94, very, very good price. Arma 3 is one of the most incredible games I think you're ever likely to experience. If you haven't already got this in your arsenal, and I find it very hard to believe that that would be the case, this game just delivers a milsim on a level that is completely unprecedented. Nobody has ever done anything quite as extraordinary as this, and it works so well. The modding community is really strong on this one. It's a little bit over the £5 mark at £5.99, but even though it's a dated game, it feels so good. It is such an incredibly clever and well accomplished simulator that even today you can play this for hours and hours and hours on end and still feel like you're playing a modern game. It is so good. It is so immersive. It's like really being there and really experiencing what military life could be like. This is just an easy one to recommend. There is no challenge here whatsoever. And yes, it's slightly over £5, but my gosh, it's money well spent. Banished is another fantastic game. It's a really good city building strategy game, and for just £5.09, it's a shame that they kept that 9p because it would have fit very nicely into my list. This is a really good game. I highly recommend that you check it out. If you're into sort of strategy-based city building, this is a really good one to enjoy. It looks great, it plays well, it's an awful lot of fun for £5.09. If you've got a VR headset, then for £5.69 you can pick up Ultra Wings. Ultra Wings is a really, really great, simplified flight simulation experience. It's really good. If you're susceptible to nausea, then maybe you should not consider this one. If you like flight simulation, you have a VR headset, then this is definitely one that you should try out at least once. And at the moment, you can pick it up for such a reasonable price, just over £5 there, that I really think this is, again, an absolute steal. So that concludes the entire list of games that are available on the Steam Summer Sale for less than £5, with a few exceptions there, of course. If I have tickled your fancy with any of these games, then please do let me know which ones you have chosen in the list below.